Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel today. I have had a request from Bauer1993. I played his, Rosedale National Toronto course a while back, and he says he's got a new course out called Ryefield Club. It hasn't managed to get tour worthy, he says yet again, so he'd like to see what I reckon about it, what the thoughts are. He says he's made good progress. By his count, 11 out of 13 par 4s and 5s have options off the tee, and one of the ones that doesn't, which is the 5th, has options on the approach as a longer par 5. He also thought the planting was significantly more realistic and the bunkering was more attractive and unique compared to Rosedale. So let's have a look at what we have here. I'd say first thing off the tee, this looks like a very small land. This looks like a par 3 off the tee almost. Interesting look. Let's go up and have a look. Oh, it's a semi-blind tee shot. Right. Very misleading look off the first tee. I would probably avoid doing something like that personally, but I see what you're doing. I wouldn't mind this so much later in the round, and then I probably would have not even shown this bit of fairway. It's just, you know, you could leave the bunker as an aiming sort of marker and be like, you got to hit it over there. And the fact that you can see the green in the distance is good. But say this sort of thing doesn't help you. What's the purpose? We'll get into more detail soon, but I'll just have a quick hover around. Not sure about the sculpting yet. I think it's just because they're very narrow bunkers, they look very bathtubby. Bunkers so far look bathtubby, that's all I would say. I think the planting is better. We'll get into that more as we go. I think the grass is just a bit sparse, which isn't helping. The grass planting is problematic. Like why it cuts off in certain places and then restarts again. I think that's going to get you here. But anyway, my planting's never been amazing, but I do pride myself on the strategy of the golf. So let's get into that. Just looking at all the, I mean, the planting around the tee here is fine. Don't mind these little rocks popping up and stuff. That looks nice. But the fact that the grass is all just cut off is a bit confusing, like you would expect them to continue. And just it's an odd looking tee shot on the first hole. Odd looking tee shot, and you've got a hog's back going down the hill. There's a lot happening on this first tee shot is all I would say. Strategy wise, there's quite a lot happening on the green. Quite a lot happening. Goodness. I'm always wary of this sort of thing, like whether it's pooling in there or not, you know, like whether water would pool. I think it might come off, not a heck of a lot would pool, but I'm always cautious of those things on greens. In terms of strategy, I probably want to come from the right hand side of the fairway for this flag. So see how much that wind is taking. Not taking me that much. It's not a bad first tee shot actually. So I've caught the wrong side of the hump. I just think with a blind tee shot like that, first drive of the day, you probably want to simplify it a little more. In terms of the hole in total, it's you know, it's a fairly simple hole. Don't get me wrong, but just the visuals off that tee shot, that's a bad shot. And rusty, I haven't done one of these in a while. Haven't been playing a heck of a lot. I've been doing a lot of, been working very hard on the design of the course. I've been working some time on, so hopefully I'll have that out soon. Oh, they're pretty quick, are they? These quick greens? Oh, they are very quick. going to remember how to putt. Yep. So a simple enough par to start with. The tee shot is a problem on that hole. Otherwise it's fine. You could have had the hogs back but have it all be visible, and that would have worked better on that hole, just to provide subtle strategy, but you know, nothing too demanding on the first hole if you're looking for that gentle handshake. Bunkers stack alright here. I think the grass does them a little bit of a disservice. In terms of all the undergrowth and all that, I mean, it seems fine. Like, got no real complaints. I think the grass planting will be problematic. Grass planting on the left is nice, at the tee. One thing people like B101 and that say is that they reckon you just sprinkle in some more colours and it looks slightly more realistic. You know, it doesn't always have to be that one block of one particular colour. It's pretty flat green. Like, I mean, you do want to come in from the left, which makes sense. You want to be close to the bunkers. You probably could have accentuated that a little bit more by having a bit more slope. I mean, this is all very flat. You could have had it sloping this way, as well as, you know, the runoff and the friendly slope here, just to really double down on that. Another thing just to think about is, you know, over here, the rocks just stop. Why do they just stop? I do like that there's some flowers and stuff. Yes, so while coming in from the left is definitely better, I think just hitting the fairway is good here, and like I say, because the green is flat enough in the middle there, I don't think it'd be too big a deal. And also I have that wind coming back at me a little. Bit heavy, but that's okay. Slightly heavier would have been even better. Let's use that slope. Okay. Damn. Very rusty. That hole's fine. It's fairly narrow, but no problem. This is where it's good to have this little bit of splash of colour on the left, the flowers there. I think the grass in front of the tee box could be slightly lower. But the real problem is where the grass cuts off here in the lead up to the hole, like, and there's nothing over the back. Like, it just looks that could be a rendering thing. We check. No, there is just nothing over the back. And so maybe if there was more, you know, more grasses about, and then a path meandering through the grasses or whatever to the next hole, it would just look probably a bit more realistic. And I actually very much like how intimidating these look when actually you've got so much space. What's that, 30 metres before the green. So that's a nice touch. I actually do enjoy that. Interesting hole. See what I mean by the depth of these bunkers? They're probably just a little bit bathtubby. That's always a no-no for the TGC crew. Slow swing, this is interesting. Is it going to roll up? It's going to roll up. Is it going to come back? Is there an orange slope? Fairly friendly. Oh dear. It's coming about there. Pushed it as well. Wow. It's a bend up. So the second and third hole designs I think are really good. You know, the first one is probably not the start to the round you want. it's not the impression you would want to make. Okay, 414. Definitely want to be coming from this angle, which is a tee shot up here. Okay, I think here's the thing with options off the tee. I mean, yes, you've let me lay back and all that sort of stuff. That's fine, but from this angle, this is the best place I want to be. Is from, you know, for this pin, this is the angle that I want the most. I think for most, it's the angle that I want, so I can do away with this bunker, and I only have to worry about not hitting it too far, really. And so, when you're giving options, I appreciate that some people might have a slightly longer driver than I do, but there isn't much threat by hitting up here and getting the best angle. That's where most of your threat would be. There's more threat in the layup, where you might be partially blinded getting into it. You've got the tree there, you could end up mucking it into that bunker or this bunker. So all that drama is fine, but it should be wider back here. It should be much wider back here, and saying, hey, you want to lay it back, that's fine, but you might have to hit over a tree and all that, and then up here it should be more treacherous. As it is, I can just go boof, get the angle I want, happy days. Doesn't mean I can hit the shot, but maybe I can. Yeah, cool. So the emptiness here is not doing me any favours. These little cutscenes that I always take a good look at. Like here, it looks like you've just forgotten, missed a spot. Just that consistency. We've got your par 5. It's a good look off the tee. I like that. I'm not sure about that bunker on the hill, but also not sure about this big factory in the background, but that's fine. Interesting land. Very interesting land. So I kind of want to come from the left-hand side. Can I actually get down to them? Yeah, I guess I want to take on that left-hand bunker. I could just lay back, but then I'm completely blinded and it's very narrow over there. I think when you're thinking about the options, like, yeah, it can be a potentially tricky and squeezed drive, but then you've made it potentially tricky and squeezed-ish layup as well for people. Might be slightly less so, but if they lay back, it's a 3-shot hole all of a sudden, which is making it, you know, much less chance of scoring an eagle and getting that extra shot. So it's not the worst thing. You can just let that happen. It's about as far left as it could go, isn't it? And it's still a real test to see if I can even get there. Bit of a crack. Am I okay just being on the green? Maybe not. I mean, definitely want to be on the right side of the green. But we'll see how this goes. This could be silly. But I think you could shave down this hill a little bit. Just a little bit. Just to open it up a little. But the land movement around the green I really like. The land movement on the way there, or less so. little further right than that. This is basically the place I didn't want to be. At least it is uphill. It's going to be tricky. Settle there, that's fine. So it's good and bad on that hole. I see, and that's the fifth, so that's the one you said there weren't any options. You said there were multiple options on the approach. It wasn't that wide. I'm not sure if there were really multiple options on the approach. You could just jam it into this valley, of course, or you could go for it, but like, you know, do you want to then, if you're looking for that, do you want to make it treacherous to leave a full wedge length and allow people to go further up for a tricky partial pitch or something like that? Or, you know, those are the things I would think about. You could have widened this up and had a central bunker or something like that, which again would mean you'd want to open up this a little bit to have a freer view. Then it really does question, when you come back to here, whether you open this up and allow a layup, because then, you know, if you have that layup, that could still be blind to where it's bunkered and stuff, but it really begs the question, do you want to lay up where it's safe when the second shot's going to be so treacherous, with danger here, and trying to leave yourself the right, you know, spot and angle? I think those are the sorts of things you could think about there. Short par 4. Another with a blind drive. It's downhill with the wind. I mean, options wise, this is this is decent. I don't mind it. I don't think I want to go for it with this wind. I will go for it, but I might just give it a huge. I'll just basically try to hook it and keep it down a little bit, and see if I can make the most of this slope to bring it around and leave it in this area here, I guess, for a little chip onto the green. Maybe I won't keep it down so much. I'll just go about there, yeah. Use that slope. Come on down. Nice, not bad. Not quite chippy, but consistency of the bunker depths. This is this could probably do a touch more depth. This one could probably be a touch shallower. I think you can probably see those differences. There's no obvious like high side, low side to a couple of these. I know this is slightly higher, but you know, visually. Oops. What am I doing? Flop. Let's see if I can use that slope a little bit. Oh, I pushed it. Come back. It's fine anyway. Cool. The planting is a step up, I think. I think it can get a bit inconsistent, you know, through this gap. I mean, this is all fine. Maybe you could trim a little bit of that back, but I also think the rocks just stop sometimes, which is a bit odd. This is a par 3, okay. It's a pet hate of mine, but I don't like bunkers that are this far short of like a par 3. I know that's visual, but that's nothing to do with it, you know, approved or whatever. Okay. Let's give this a crack. So it might stop a bit quicker. That's fine. I think the runoffs back and, you know, around the green there probably weren't necessary, but minor. Okay, I know TGCTours hates rocks and fairways. I don't mind them, but just letting you know. So, oh, it's a massive par 4. Okay. I think this is subtle in that if you take it up here, it really opens up the hole. But the green, for this pin position, it doesn't matter if I go left. Obviously that big slope on the left front means that it'll be hard to hit a front left pin with a long shot. But then with this wind, everything feels like it's going to run off. So this, it's just a thought here. Practically this fairway is only, what, this wide? Right? And then this part of the fairway is about the same width when you think about it, because of the runoff. So, like, pick your poison is, you know, don't think it quite works. I'm going to take it up the right, because I think with the wind I'll just end up off the fairway. Oh, that's a big slope. If I went the other way, and this should kick left. Yeah. Making a long par 4 on this game is pretty difficult, so it's ridiculously long, but you kind of have to do it, right? Pins casually crowned. Whoa. Yeah, look at the runaway. Yeah, crown pins suck. It's fine if that's what you're wanting, but you can make things difficult without doing those subtle little things, which are... That's a cool look. I think the bridge is in the wind. Was it your course that had the bridge that I talked about last time? See, the problem is it just sort of, if it came from, say, here and went across to where it is, then it's just pointing towards the hole. If it went from here to here, then it's all pointing towards the hole, but the visual's instead pointing you off into this gap where there's no planting. Just work on those angles, I would say, with that sort of stuff. It's a long hole to a... This is a very long shot to be having to hit over a hump and then get it to stop. I think you're asking a heck of a lot here. I think this could be slightly unfair. I'm worried that I have to go with a 4-iron. I have to just try to magic something to get it close. That's not going to come around enough. With greens at this speed, I think that's slightly unfair. Not that I nailed the shot or anything, but if that was a, you know, a 7-iron or something, then maybe that would be alright, or an 8-iron. Yeah, let's smash the putt. busy. Just visually, this tee shot's way too busy, is what I'd say. Hey, you learned something with the bridge though. The bridge looks good. These, interesting. Very busy tee shot though. Practically isn't as bad as it seems, but oof, it's harsh. Goodness. Okay, well, people have different ways of playing these holes. I would like to come in from the right for these, and then I would personally want to use the slopes to stop and help me go to where I want to go. Some people want to come in perfectly straight because that's what suits their games more. I'm definitely coming in on this angle. There is some difficulty about judging with the fairway heading in that direction. How far right will it kick? Yeah, that's fine. That's alright. And a long way uphill here with the wind. The slope and the wind counteracting it. Hopefully that will basically hit that ridge. No, further too far left. That's alright. Misjudged it. So length of hole, there may be options off the tee to lay back a little, but then you're leaving a wood in, which, you know, just another one like, last time I mentioned the bridges, it's just leading off to Neverland or something, like, where's it off to? It's got a mind of its own, when this hole could be really, like, really completed by the bridge, you know, giving you the vibe that it's heading in the same place. In fact, get rid of the bridge altogether and just have a little pathway there, and it'll look much nicer. In terms of the setting, lovely setting. The green is pretty good. You could be slightly more subtle with the undulations, but no real problems there. Ooh, there's the fast. Come on, slope. Come on, slope. Come on, slope. Oh, here we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Go on. The hole presents really nice. That's a nice looking hole. See, I like this more than some of the others. Like, this is obviously a big downhill, but everything is presented. Everything is there. You know exactly what you're looking at, right? You could plant more around here, of course, but it seems obvious that there would be a question of, do you want to take on OB to free up angle, and that is certainly appears to be the case with where that bunker is. Might be a little bit of ground game that can come into play as well. Come from here, got a scary shot over the bunker. Which is visually intimidating, but actually isn't that bad when you consider there's plenty of space over the back. But because it's so far downhill, that's basically a layup, isn't it? And then can I even get there? Can I even get there? 264. Whereas if I go right here, it's actually further. Ooh. Okay, this is a good one for your options. I'm going to try to bunt it down in here. Let's see what happens. It's a bit more blinded than I wanted. That's all right. It's a bit further than I wanted. Oh well. Misjudged it. I think this is doing you a disservice. This factory thing. Oh, pulled it. Settle down. Kick, 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 kick. The rest of this, so that's clubhouse, is it? The rest of the clubhouse is cool, but the big factory is confusing. Man, these slows, eh? Thought that would break. This is now tricky. These phantom bridges that are covering grass is confusing me in the background too, mate, I'll be honest. Okay. Rocks, frowned upon, mentioned that already. Drivable par 4. Okay, I guess the reason, the question is why wouldn't I hit driver? Whoa, 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 whoa. Maybe if this ran off into OB and didn't have the fence in the way, that would really make me question why not to hit it. But as it is, I fancy my chances of chipping or flopping back up and getting in for a birdie. I don't think I'd ever hit it in the OB left. Your options for the layups are all fine, but the question on a drive ball 4 is all about whether I try to drive it or not. And there's not enough tension in that decision to stop me. Now I might not actually reach, and that's, you know, unfortunate, but that's fine. We'll give it a crack. That's all I would say. It's just that you wanted to cause that tension off the tee and which decision to make. Then you just want to really think about that. All the layup stuff was good, but there wasn't enough to stop me from running sack driver. Shared fairway. I'm more than happy to come from the right hand side, which is to take on the bunkers. There's a big drop off. I mean, either way, I'm quite happy here, so I'm just going to bomb it. No, that's actually not. That's not the one I should have given it some shape. That could be in trouble. Yeah, that was mine. That's fine. This angle was not something I was worried about. Just with the forgiveness of the slope there. If that takes a big kick, not quite what I wanted. If it had hit the fairway, it might have kicked a bit nicer. But this is fine. Be good. Oh, just under. There might be a story behind the factory. The factory's just doing the hitting. Okay. Yeah, the scattering of rocks is just a bit off to me. Otherwise, again, I think this hole presents itself pretty well. I guess one question I'd ask is, what threat are the bunkers other than visual? That's not necessarily a problem. I'm just, you know, just something to think about. Should I be worried? slows are killing me. It's fine. Interesting. Very interesting. I want to come from the right. It's this is one of those times where I reckon you could have quite easily had this just be open, like quite appearing a much more open fairway. And if you get it wrong, you're in the shit, that's for sure. Because you obviously want to come in from the right. But yeah, just open it up. Because it could, this does look a fairly decent hole for one that's technically got no hazards. Oh, it does have a hazard over the back. Bit of a shame. I don't love that it's blind with the second shot, but I don't necessarily hate it either. Why is there a bunker over the back? Is that come into play? Yes, maybe. It's a bit distracting. Bit too much work on that. Big kick, big kick. Not too big a kick. Oh no, goodbye. It's a bad shot. Interesting hole. We've got two to play. There's why the bunker's there. Okay. Tiny green. Drivable. Gettable. Treacherous coming back, that's for sure, because of the drop-offs. Takes a seriously good lag putt. Okay. Maybe if over the back it ran into rough a bit quicker, just because if you do run long then you have to chip back. Good luck trying to stop it. That would really emphasise the question of whether you should go for it. Otherwise, this is all good. I might have said it before, I just don't like these bunkers that are like short of fairways. They're, in real life, they're just stupidly punishing. You know, for people who top their golf balls, they're already in enough trouble. So I'll give it a crack. Oh, I wasn't actually sure I'd be able to get there, so that's gone better than I expected. Bit laggy, but that's a better take on that short drivable par 4 than the first one was. Yeah, a bit more to think about there. And then 18. Wow, this is... Where are we going? Around the corner. Okay. Interesting. So, what do we want to do? We want to come from as far right as we can. Treacherous green. Nice green site. I like this green. Some of the slopes just a little more subtle. Obviously, huge reds heading off the green, and maybe some more hardcore internal sloping would be nice, and maybe a little softer on the outside. But yeah, not bad. And then it's just a question of where to take it. Let's give it a big old cut, like a real big old cut. See if that works. Nice. That's pretty good. Pretty much exactly where I want to be. Oh, very short though. Very short par 5. Probably a bit too short, but it's okay. Nothing is guaranteed. Didn't hit it. Did not hit it. That's terrible. Oh well. Finish with a bird though. So there we go. What did that end up as? Let's get on with it. Come on. Yeah, gotcha. Cool. Let's get out of there. 63, 7 under. Not my best golf, but it's alright. So yeah, I hope that helps. I can see why it's not tour worthy. I think there's still a few things that you obviously got to work on. I think you're getting there in terms of options off the tee, but you can't just have options for options' sake. They have to make sense in terms of the strategy of the golf, and so a lot of the time it's just a simple decision still. That doesn't mean I actually executed every shot. I remember one in particular which I just aimlessly smashed it when I should have given it a draw. But still, otherwise it was fairly, it wasn't too treacherous. So yeah, I think I hope that helps. Slightly bathtubby bunkers. There is a little bit of inconsistency in the planting. I wouldn't necessarily put boulders in the middle of fairways, which I only think you did twice. I don't generally mind that because it happens in real life, but a lot of people don't like it, and that could be a reason. So, anywho, that is Ryefield Club. How do you say that? Is it Guelph? Something like I should know. I'm in radio. Hopefully that helps. That is by Bauer1993, Ryefield Club. Why wasn't that made tour worthy? I mean, it's not far off, just a few things to work on. So, anyway, I'll be back again sometime soon. If anyone wants me to play anything, just let me know. Holler at me. I'll give it a play. Don't bother liking it, subscribing. Like, I've got, no one. I don't care. It's not my job. Let me know if you want to play your course though. Bye.